Hey there, I'm Callie with Flower Moxie, and I'm going to be showing you how to make ceremony aisle markers, the hydrangea method, which is kind of moundy, but a little bit more organic because that's the style now. So before we get into the actual design demonstration, let's talk mechanics. So the most popular option with our DIY brides is this little green monster floral foam, the Grande cage. I know that this is bad for the environment, and as florists, we're trying to find other methods to work with. DIY brides tend to really love this method because it's the easiest, kind of one-step soak, poke your stems in, and you're done. But if you're looking for an eco-friendly option, we have the Pyrex method with the chicken wire, and you fill this with water. For more information, more detailed explanations on that, you can check out our vase mechanic or large installation mechanics video on our YouTube channel, and we'll show a few different ways to do this. But for today, let's go with the cage. All right, we're making aisle markers, and I'm not talking about the little kind that you tie to a chair with a few blooms. These are the really big, takes up a lot of visual space, really great for your photographs, aisle markers that go all the way down the aisle on the floor by your chairs. So we are going to be using hydrangea, roses, stock, carnations, and a little bit of greenery. Let's start with greenery first, just to make sure that we cover up this foam really good. I've got Brillantina here. I think that's how you say that. This is a new to me greenery. It's very waxy and shiny. I absolutely love it. I'm gonna cut it into smaller, more manageable pieces because I don't really wanna see the greenery. I just wanna make sure that it covers up this foam cage. So this will be sitting on the ground, but I still wanna make sure that I cover the sides and the top with greenery. Let's just stick these in every few inches apart, just kind of straight into the foam there. This is a great trick for making your greenery go further. Let's see. Oh, that's a woody stem. May need some shears for this. But I just turned one stem into 5 pieces of greenery. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And actually, I think I can make it 6 because I'm going to take that long piece and use it by itself. So again, we're just kind of covering the side with our greenery to start. I'm going to put some in the middle too, because your guests may be seated right at the end of the aisle and they're going to be nosy. They're going to turn around, look down, and see what's going on in the middle of your flowers. It's none of their business, but they'll want to see. I'm not being too careful about this. I am just sticking the greenery in. We're going for coverage here. All right, let's give that a spin. You can see we're already covering up that cage. We want it to be camouflaged and hidden. Okay, let's move on to hydrangea. And before you panic or freak out or decide you don't want to use hydrangea in your designs, because they can wilt, they have a bad reputation of not living, let's talk about how we can make these last longer. For one, you can remove the leaves because the leaves just take up water that could be going to the bloom itself. So we don't really need those. We've got greenery here. Number 2, if you're really worried about that, not using foam is a good option. Having hydrangea directly into a water source is probably the best thing for hydrangea, but a lot of time you need to use foam or some foam alternative. So what I love to do is use alum. You can get this in the spice rack at your grocery store. And to explain why alum works, I've got my handy Post-it note from Amy, who has a biochemistry degree. And she says, alum is potassium aluminum sulfate. And what that means is that it keeps the vascular system inside the hydrangea stem. So basically, I think in like layman terms, when we cut the stem, dip it into the alum powder, the alum actually coats the stem and seals it up. So all the water that was in the hydrangea stays in that stem longer instead of seeping out into the foam. It's pretty cool. It's a little bit of science for you. Let's see. You can see, open it up. It's got a perfect hole for the hydrangea stem. And when I do cut this, I'm cutting it at a nice angle. And I've got a little bit of white showing there. That's what we want. The more white, the better. You can dip that right into the alum. And maybe you can see how it's coating the stem there. We're gonna go directly into our foam with that, just to help seal that moisture inside the stem. Very important that you do that with every single hydrangea stem. Again, remove the leaves. Don't need them. I want some of my hydrangea cut really short and close to this foam to cover it, but then I want some coming up tall and organic as well. So I'll make this a short one. Straight into that. When you're making your arrangement, I want you to be mindful about how you're going to use or reuse this. So ceremony aisle markers are very, very popular, and also it's very common to reuse these at the reception. So they'll line your aisle, you'll have a team or assign someone to flip your ceremony into your reception, meaning they'll take this arrangement and set it somewhere at the reception. Common places would be in front of the sweetheart table, around the cake table. If these are pretty small arrangements, you could use it around the cake itself. A lot of options there, so just keep in mind as you're building this where it's going to go. A lot of times you can get away with making this a one-sided arrangement and very much front load the flowers, meaning that the back is going to be a little bit naked, and that's okay because no one really sees the back. That's probably the most common option. That's what I see the most, are one-sided ceremony arrangements. So we want to make sure that this looks phenomenal from one side, and then the back can be just kind of filled in with greenery or leftovers. Making sure I balance out my arrangement. So if I put a stem coming out this way, I want to make sure I put one coming out this way as well. We don't want it to get heavy, visually weighty and heavy, especially with hydrangea, because they are actually very heavy and big. I'm adding all of my hydrangea first at one time, because I think it'll be easier to weave through the hydrangea stems to get the roses, the other flowers in between them. Because if I need to go straight in between the hydrangea bloom to get a placement where I need it, that's totally fine. I will show you that when we get to that point. Notice this is not looking very roundy moundy, and that is on purpose. I want this to be as organic as I can get it, which can be a little bit hard with hydrangea because they are round and mound. Let's see, before I cut that short, I may want to bring the blue out kind of far. I think I do. So I'm going to leave this stem as long as I can, but giving it a fresh cut. Wonderful. So I've got a lot of heaviness happening right here. Really easy to balance that out. We will use one of our bigger white hydrangea and come out this way with it. And now, of course, you can see this guy is completely by himself. I kind of like that, but I don't want it to be too weird. So I think I'm going to add a few around here, maybe a little lower, but I do want this to be the tallest. So right now I'm just filling in any holes I've created. And it's okay if the hydrangea actually touches the table or the ground. I think that just kind of really vibes with the organic look. All right, that is all of my hydrangea. So I think I'm good to put the alum away. And we can start with our other flowers. Let's go ahead and get our line flowers out, which will be this white stalk. This will help us to create the shape. These are also very tall, so we can kind of get a little bit organic with these. So you can see here, I've placed 3, 1, 2, 3, sort of making a triangle. If you can imagine that shape, use a little imagination there. That just helps to balance this and create some visual flow. So your eyes will naturally follow that shape. I've got 3 more. So I'm also gonna make another triangle in the negative spaces. So probably here, here, and down here. I don't really want to compete with this tall hydrangea. I love that that's the tallest one there. So I'm going to keep this one shorter in the back. And for my final, I want to add some more to the front here. Fill in that hole. All right, next up we have another mass flower, volume flower, which are these white carnations. These are really great for filling in any holes that you see and also adding a nice new texture to the mix. So the hydrangea take up so much space and there's a lot of the same. So adding a few different types of flowers really breaks it up and adds some more focal areas. I think I want to cluster a few together here, just so you have a nice bright white right there. Sink one in pretty low, so I'm going to cut it short. The reason I'm doing that is because I want this bright white color to come deep into this arrangement, add some depth to it. You can make this arrangement look so different if you were to add some different colored carnations and roses in stock. So you can really only get hydrangea in a few colors, sometimes pink and purple, but mostly you see the white, the green, the blue. But if you had a different color palette for your wedding, you could still have this look with the hydrangeas, just swapping out the filler flowers that you're using, like stock carnations, roses. So you can kind of imagine what this would look like if it was more blush and bashful. Okay, lastly, I've got my white roses. Let's see, I've got 5 or 6 of these. Looks like 6. I think this already looks really good, definitely what I was going for. So we're gonna accent any areas or look for maybe some holes to fill in. I think right there is definitely something to be filled. A little too long. When working with foam, you don't want to move your placements around too much, but nobody's perfect, so sometimes you will have to remove it from the foam and reinsert it. Just try not to do that a whole lot because eventually your foam will kind of tear apart. We don't want that. So I really love this blue hydrangea here, but I would love a rose in this space. So I'm able to just insert that stem through some of that hydrangea bloom, and it does not hurt it at all, but it does allow me to get my stem where I need it to be. Again, I'm going to go through a bit of the hydrangea stem or bloom so I can get that placement just right. Now I have one last rose. I think I want it to go right between these two. All right, that is our hydrangea mound ceremony aisle marker. A lot of words, but this could be used a lot of different ways too. And you may have noticed that there is some water on the table. That is kind of what happens whenever you use a foam cage, because there's nothing really around the foam to catch that water. And whenever you insert stems into the foam, it naturally pushes the water out of the foam. So that's just a word of caution if you are going to be designing on your kitchen table or countertop. Anywhere that doesn't need to get wet, you may need to add some paper or plastic to protect it, because that will happen. I was about to wrap this up and I noticed a hole right here and I can't handle it. So we're gonna alum this hydrangea and quickly add it. Because I know somebody in the comments will love to tell me that I missed a spot, as you should. Okay, and I'm happy, so we'll leave it at that. All right, well, thank you so much for watching this. Before you go, a little bit about what's going on here. I used about 15 hydrangea total. That's a mix of the large blue, the large white, and the mini green. I've got about 6 stock, 6 roses, I think 9 or 10 carnations, and about 3 or 4 stems, half a bunch of greenery in here too. Wanted to show you the back. You can see it's not as pretty as the front, but it's filled in. It'll do. And you really can't see the foam if you're looking into this, and that's always the goal. Okay, again, thank you so much for watching. For more videos like this, you can find a ton on our YouTube channel at Flower Moxie. All right, thanks so much. See you next time.